Introducing our special guest, Karina Trail.
Cool. You said you're trained to draw, but you're still afraid. Shaza tweeted that to me yesterday during my live drawing session, so I invited her to do a live lesson with me today. Because it's interesting, all the things that we allow ourselves to be afraid of. And if it brings you joy, drawing, you can find a way to not let it evoke fear.
Now, these are never been seen before footages, so you shall be interested in this.
I'm very nervous.
You don't have to be. I understand. I definitely understand. But you don't have to be. It's okay. We're just drawing today. We're learning. We're making mistakes. I mean, look. Who cares? Right? Who cares? I'll make it work. Right? I'll make these lines work. They don't mean anything. You know what I mean? We're just doing practice to get better. There's no need to be nervous. There's no need to be scared. This is something that makes you happy, right?
Yeah.
It makes you happy to draw?
Yeah.
So tell me more about that. What makes you happy about it?
I feel happy when I draw. I think about my dreams.
Really? That's so cool. What kind of dreams do you have?
I want to go to space.
Cool.
I love nature very much. I'm very nervous.
Don't be nervous, okay? Don't be nervous.
Okay.
So that's so cool. You want to go to space and you love nature. I mean, that's just amazing. I love nature as well. And I also want to go to space. So that's why I'm having this crazy story.
I draw space in my tablet. I will show you it later.
I would love to see that. Seriously, I would love to see that because
some stars in the sky.
That's so cool. I'll show you too. I have a cool painting technique for drawing space and using a toothbrush, like brushing your teeth. You can go like this on the toothbrush and it splatters like stars all over the place. That's really cool. So when you're drawing or when you're painting, it makes you think about that? It makes you think about your dreams?
Yeah. I feel that I go to another world.
I agree completely. It's like a whole other universe, right?
Yeah.
But you created it in your own mind. And that's what's really special. And I think makes people like us really different because we're able to imagine in your brain a universe or a world and translate that into the physical world and put it on paper. Yeah. And it takes a lot of practice to be able to do that. But that's why I want you to not get nervous because that is something, it doesn't feel like it, but that's something you control. Do you get that? Do you get that? Don't just say, if you don't get it, then say, I don't get it. Cause I want you to get it. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of like feeling like you can't do it. Like I can't, like I'm not able to, or like it's too scary, or something bad will happen, or someone's going to judge me, and then that means that I'm not good enough, or whatever it is that's happening. And it's all happening up here. And what thinks about that is it when this is all happening up here, like I'm not able to just do this, you know. And doing this is what makes you dream.
Yeah,
that's so much more important than the idea that you can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Is that so tell me a little bit more. Is that what happens? Is it, where do you think that your nervousness comes from when it comes to drawing or comes to painting? Because it seems like you are really committed to it and you like it a lot and it makes you really happy. But it also seems like there's like it's like two parts of you. It's like, this one's saying, do it, do it, do it. It makes you so happy. And this one's saying, no, don't do it. You're not going to do a good job. It's like, I don't know which one.
Yeah.
Is that what it feels like? Tell me, like, well, how does it feel inside? What does your brain tell you?
When I feel, when I draw or do anything, I feel that everyone look at me. Everyone look at me. I can't do anything.
Okay. So, first of all, I can almost guarantee you that anybody that you're seeing that you feel like is looking at you is really, do you want to know what's happening inside their brain? They're thinking,
Yeah.
Like if it was your brother, he's thinking, I love programming. I want to do programming on the computer. It makes me so happy. Don't do programming. You're not good enough. And he's like, ah. And you see his face, and his face looks like, ah. And then you're like, oh, he's making that face at me because he doesn't want me to be drawing. But really, he's not thinking about you drawing at all. He doesn't care at all. He's just thinking about programming. So that's one part of the scenario. Or maybe he is looking at you and he is thinking, you're not a good drawer. But then, if that's the case, then this is what you can do. You can ask yourself, what made him so hurt that all he cares about is how bad I am? You get what I mean? Because if a person is that obsessed with seeing somebody else fail, then that must mean that they're a very hurt individual. It must mean that something's not okay inside there, you know? So either way, if they're looking at you, chances are they're not really paying that much attention to whether or not you fail. But even if they are paying attention and hoping you fail or telling you you're going to fail or any of those things, that would mean that it has a lot more to do with them than it does to do with you and your ability to do it, or how happy it makes you, or how much you suck, or how much you rock. None of what they have to say about it has really anything to do with whether or not you're doing it or it makes you happy. But if you tell yourself it does, and if you obsess over that idea that I can't do it because they're watching, or what would they think? You know, what would they think? That's the saddest sentence in all of language, I think. But what would they think? It's like, why does that matter more than what you think about it? And if what you think about it is, it makes me feel like I'm in a dream that I created, that is what matters more than anything else, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah?
Yeah. I should.
Yeah, and you know, it's something that we can revisit every single moment of every day. Like, it's not something this isn't something that just happens like in one moment. Like, it's not like I can say to you, like, now promise me you'll never think that again. You know, like I wouldn't say that because you're going to. Like, your brain is really powerful, right? So you're going to think, what if? But let me ask you, what if you did this and then you accomplished all of your dreams? What if someone was watching and they saw something huge in your potential? What if the people that you met offered you opportunities that you couldn't have ever thought of? And what if you succeed? And what if whenever we're anxious or whenever we feel nervous, it's like the what if is always, what if I fail? What if you judge me? What if, you know?
Yeah, you are right.
What if? Like, decide if any moment your brain's like, what if I suck? You can say, I'm awesome. What if I rock at this? What if I become the best drawer that I've ever imagined myself to be? Like, you know?
Yeah, I know.
So I have a challenge for you that next time you notice, that it all starts with noticing, right?
Okay, yeah. Right.
Because you notice when your brain says something to you like that, right?
What? I can hear you.
So when your brain says you're not good, do you notice it? You pay attention when that happens, right? You hear like it feels like, huh? So the next time that happens and you hear the voice, just say, huh? And then all of a sudden you have this space in between. It's me and the voice.
Yeah.
And that there's huge opportunity in this moment. Okay? Huge opportunity. Because you say, huh?
Yeah.
You say,
we need you.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then you say, what if
it
makes me happy?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
Good.
I'm a student. I'm still a student.
Exactly.
I learned from you.
Well, I'm learning from you. And I really, really mean that, because it feels really good to have a reminder to say these things, you know?
Yeah.
It feels good to meet a person and be able to share that. Because I didn't know this forever.
Yeah.
I learned this. I am a student, and I was a student to learn this.
Yeah.
And guess what? They didn't teach me this in art school. This isn't something I learned when I learned how to pick these things up. It didn't happen from the same people, and it didn't happen at the same time. I learned this from becoming strong in my brain.
Yeah.
And choosing to become strong in my brain.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Because you need this no matter what you do. Your brother needs this to do programming. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Singer, they need this
to
do that. Anyone who's good at anything, who's successful at anything, who can make a living at what they love to do, they need to be stronger than the messaging that their brain is telling them. And that is not easy to do.
Yeah.
But just like this, it takes practice.
Yes. Practice.
Practice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Well, I said, how do you feel? But what were you going to say?
I feel now I feel happy and nervous. Still nervous because everyone can see us now.
That's true. That's true. But again, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, I should believe in myself and I will succeed. So
you should believe in yourself. And if you do believe in yourself, you absolutely will succeed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because that's all you need. Just me believing in me. You believing in you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can see you believe in yourself and you can draw a beautiful paintings.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you see that, you know? Okay, well, I'm going to send you more information. I'm going to DM you a link. I'll direct message with you. And if you have any other questions, message me, okay?
Okay.
I'm so grateful that you decided to do this with me. You probably don't even realize, but that is so huge that even though you were nervous and maybe are, that you did it anyway. Do you really understand that? Like, you did it anyway.
Yeah.
That is the definition of courage.
Yeah.
Courage is to move forward when the outcome is uncertain.
Yeah.
Courage is one step above fear. If fear exists here, courage exists here, and we can do it anyway. We'll move forward anyway. So today you're nervous, but you did it anyway, and you moved forward.
I believe in myself.
It's not even that you will believe in yourself, it's that you do. I do believe in you. And I believe in you too.
Yeah.
And what if you meet more people like me who really believe in you? Because I really do.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you. And I hope you have a really good day, okay?
Okay.
In fact, a lot of this book is about rising above fear. And I think that that's a message that a lot of us need right now because there's so much in the world that seems so scary. And there's a lot in the world that is really scary because there's a lot that's really fucked up. But when we exist in a place of fear, we can't operate. We can't operate properly. We don't make good decisions and we don't experience joy. And so rising above fear, it's for the joy of life, in my opinion. And so that's what I try to convey. And there's so many ways that I can explain that. And I probably could make someone's head spin by going on and on about the different ways that I could explain it. But, you know, when it comes to power, I think that that's where fear doesn't exist. And I know I've risen to my power through creation in this way. And it could be a way that you rise up to your power as well. And so I just wanted to address that for a second because I know that it might feel scary, but what's scary about it? Rejection? That's fair. But nobody's opinion matters except for yours anyway. And if your opinion is that you like to draw, then there is nothing to be afraid of. You know, people have said a lot of unkind things to me in my process of being critiqued about art. And if I allowed all of those mean things to prevent me from continuing to create, then I would have really done my own self a disservice. And it wouldn't have done anything but that. So all I can say is choose to not be afraid. It might make you start to feel afraid, and then just notice what that feeling is. Like, okay, a thought comes to mind like, I'm not good enough. That's one that always has come to mind for me for a long time. And what I started doing was in moments that I started having that message in my mind, like, I'm not good enough, I began to really notice it. And I realized that it wasn't me. There's two voices that happen in our heads. It's the voice that talks and the voice that listens. And you are, and I am, the voice that listens. The voice that's talking is like an unwanted roommate. It's just something that's there. But I'm not going to allow that to prevent me from continuing to move forward. And the thing about fear is if we live afraid, then we can't move forward. Oh, I know I'm good enough, Tyrone. Thank you very much for saying it. I really appreciate it. Like, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate you saying it, because I know that I'm good enough. And in moments when my mind tries to tell me I'm not, I notice it and I recognize that, you know, don't let anybody tell you you're not. That's exactly right. I notice if my brain tells me, because that's what it is. It's my brain trying to tell me a message based on something that I have picked up in my past. If it tries to tell me I'm not good enough, I just say, girl, go away. I didn't invite you here. And then suddenly I'm able to be in a state of peace where I can decide to move forward and continue executing, because fear and comparison and shame and all low-level energy, force as it stands, feeds off of our inability to move forward. And that's why we see so much of this force having had made itself into our existence. And I think that happens politically. I think this virus is an example of a force. I think any abusive behavior is forceful behavior. And the only way to prevail from any of those forces is to rise above it and rise to power. And in this book, I break it down through physics. Like, power and force are energies that exist on levels, and on those levels they have logs, numeric logs, from the alpha to the omega. And you know, you can calculate the log of harmony, the log of enlightenment, and you can calculate the log of aggression. And all of these things are things that present themselves in our emotion, and then in turn affect our life views. And we get to choose. Now, of course, our circumstances and the things that happen to us make things more difficult, but some of the most enlightened people in all of history have been met with the most force and made the conscious choice with each moment, each passing moment, to be present, to observe, and to move forward with power. And that's what I do every moment of every day. And that's what I wish to convey on whatever platforms that I have. And it's been a joy to figure out how to more effectively communicate with people. And that's why I'm so fucking grateful to be exactly where I am today. So don't be afraid. Choose to not be afraid, because this is something, creation is something that is sticky and gooey and fucking amazing. And there's a lot of ways to do it. And you're gonna screw up, and that's one of the best parts. I mean, the reason why this book looks so good, like, I got caught in the rain. It's made out of ink and watercolor. And I got caught in a rainstorm on my bike. I didn't even really get caught, if I'm telling the fullest truth. Like, I just knew it was gonna rain and I didn't care. I was so content in my hammock and on my bike ride that I just decided to stay there under the tree. And it started pouring. And when it started pouring, I stayed there And having been caught in that rainstorm, when I opened this book, all withered and tattered and practically falling apart, I saw the most gorgeous ink bleeding I have ever done. And it happened just from happenstance. And I could have been afraid in that moment. I could have seen, oh my God, my book is getting soaking wet. I'm so freaked out. But I found gratitude for it instead. And in doing that, it's evolved to something I couldn't have ever planned for it to be. So don't be scared. Just recognize that shading and innovative design are really cool things, and that you're grateful to be able to teach yourself about them, and grateful to practice and to have conversation with me about them. And I'm going to send you some more links. I DM'd you a link, Shaza. Bye. Wow, that was amazing. That made me feel really, really good. And I got a cool drawing for linear perspective too at the beginning with Shaza today. And I'm going to clip down this whole video and take the best parts, especially where Shaza was saying that she'll believe in herself, because she should. If you still see this in the live feed, Shaza, you should. There's a lot that's inside of you, and I can tell. And it all starts with just believing in yourself and returning to your belief in yourself and saying, okay, I'm nervous, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's a good place to end.
And that was our show. See you later.